Despite everything we've been told about silver going to the moon, it's probably not, and there are quite a lot of people who are still looking to sell silver. I have a giant box of silver here, everything from a Wall Street silver bar to Britannia bars and Britannias themselves. It's an eclectic mix, and it all sold so quickly. There is a buoyant market for silver out there. So let's talk about this box of silver and how it sold so damn fast. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for another Precious Metal Ramble. So I have a very large box of silver here in front of me. This is an eclectic mix of nearly 250 ounces worth of silver, anything from Britannias to Germania mint bars and 10-ounce Britannia bars, even a Wall Street silver bar. So this came in as part of my intermediary service. For those that perhaps are watching my channel for the first time or don't know, I run an intermediary service where people can sell their silver through my kind of social media platforms. I take a small cut for it, but the goal is to get the sellers a better price than if they were to go to a dealer, which would probably give them spot price for something like this bar. Instead, we get a better price for them, and then the buyers get a better price than if they were buying from a dealer. That same dealer could buy this from spot price from you and then go and turn around and sell it for 27, 28, 30 pounds an ounce even, depending on what it is. So we aim to basically cut out the dealers and everybody's happy. I make a little bit for my time. I get a giant box of silver to talk about on YouTube, and that's how we go. But a lot of the time you guys don't really get to see what I'm selling, and because it goes so quick. I had this whole batch, 250 ounces, plus some other bits from another seller, all up on the same day, and within an hour it was all gone. It just was manic. It was in fact so manic that my website decided not to catch up with emails. So for the first sort of 10 minutes I didn't get any email notifications on any sales, and I was like, what's going on? Has the world just fallen apart? This is very well priced silver. For context, a lot of this silver was priced at £23 or £23.50 an ounce, so really dirt cheap stuff. And then my website kind of kicked into gear and caught up with itself, and I had all these emails come through. It was manic. So anyway, it went quick. So I do think that depending on what you've got and how you're pricing things, the liquidity of silver is really easy to manage. However, if you are selling premium items, that liquidity becomes, of course, more difficult. Finding those buyers that want to get the more premium items within a collection is going to be difficult for sure. But it does still warrant some differentiation in prices. So the Germania mint products here, for example, we were selling for higher prices than we would for just generic silver bars like this Nadir 10-ounce silver. It's a beautiful piece still in its original mint packaging. A lovely, lovely, interesting bar. Not really seen very many of them in my time. I've seen one or two, but never really in the flesh. So really very cool. We had other things like big Britannia bars as well. And what it says to me is this batch, by the way, was predominantly bars. There were a whole bunch of Germania 10-ounce bars in here. There were some other coins which we'll get to in a moment. But the predominantly large amount of weight of this customer's sort of stack was in bar form, which I thought was really interesting. And I did genuinely think maybe it would struggle a little bit because people want capital gains exempt products. So things like Britannias are capital gains exempt. And this is a thing that is a big misconception. Britannia bars are not capital gains exempt. They are not coins. Only coins are exempt from capital gains taxes. Now, I've done videos in the past about capital gains, and I'm not going to sit here and sort of ramble on about what capital gains taxes are, but it's an important factor, I think, for a lot of British stackers, and I'm surprised how popular these items were. So it is, I think, testament that if silver is priced correctly, that there is a market for it, and there is a very rampant market for it. And now a quick word from our sponsor, West Red Lake Gold Mines, whose ticker symbols you can see here at the top of the page and also down in the description box below, where you'll find links to their website and corporate presentations. And I would highly recommend you go and have a good, long, thorough read of the information about this company if you're at all interested in investing in them. Now, it is a junior mining stock, so do bear that in mind. The volatility of these types of stocks is not to be underestimated. However, there are a lot of potential upsides to these types of stocks as well, and it presents an opportunity to invest in gold in a different way than the physical gold coins that we have. That said, I'm not a financial advisor or investment guru, so do your own research. Now, West Red Lake Gold Mines are a mineral exploration company based out of northwest Ontario, Canada. And the big and interesting project that they have got on at the moment is the Madsen Gold Mine. Now, after having watched some of their literature and reading some of their presentations, I find out that the Madsen Gold Mine is a project that has some very significant infrastructure already in place. But in a previous mismanagement fiasco, there was some issues with the financing and, of course, the running of that mine. West Red Lake Gold Mines has now taken over this and are looking to get things restarted. And the infrastructure, which is valued at over 350 million, including a brand new mill to process the gold that's coming out of the ground, really does speak as one that is ready to go. It's just looking to get production started. And that's different, I think, to a lot of the other gold mining royalty projects that we've talked about in the past. It's certainly different and interesting, and it has some potentially quite high yields of gold as well. So I'm not going to go through every page of the corporate presentation. I can't in this short bit of time that we've got here today, but definitely worth looking at. The de-risking of resources to restart the planning and the restart execution. That is the mantra of the Madsen Gold Project for West Red Lake Gold Mines. And there is a potential large sum of gold to come out of the ground with 1.7 million ounces and a potentially quite good yield per gram, grams per ton as well, with some inferred extra. In fact, it's often very different to see larger indicated numbers than inferred as well. So it's, I think, quite interesting. They have other projects going on as well, this Rowan project with slightly less, as you can see, potential gold coming out of the ground and only inferred as well rather than indicated. So definitely worth looking at if you are interested in diversifying that portfolio and having something that's not physical gold but still related to the gold industry. So as I said, links are in the description below to West Red Lake Gold Mines, ticker symbols at the top of the page here. Go and check them out if interested. Now, back to that big box of shiny silver. For these bars priced at £230 each for the germanium mint bars, they went like that. I mean, it was a bloodbath. It was manic. So I do think that in this time that we're in right now, there is a market value of around £22, £23 an ounce, but spot price is lower. Why is that? We don't really know why spot hasn't caught up with everything, but perhaps it will at some point. But for now, at least, we can see that despite the fact that they're bars compared with coins, they are still exceptionally popular. Now, one of the problems with this batch, though, was the quality, even on some newer coins. I don't know quite if the camera is going to pick this up. Perhaps that's a slightly better angle. You can see some toning marks on this coin. And I don't know whether that's from handling of the coin from either the customer or from dealers when they send them out. I don't know. But either way, it's just a shame to see this happen on these kind of coins. And even more so when you get to some of the fancy Perth Mint coins. Again, I'm not entirely sure the camera is going to really do justice as to how yucky this coin can be, but there's some toning marks all over it. But again, if you price things correctly, they still sell. Silver has a silver lining. That's one of the biggest things about it. It has got all of the potential still, even if it's a milky coin. We had some maples in here, which had a few had some nasty bits of milk. But oh, that's a bad one. You can see on that Britannia. Good old Britannia's leading the charge on the poor quality. But you can still get your money out of silver even if it's on that lower quality. But what I will say is that if you do get high quality, decent condition coins, or at least get your coins and keep them in as best condition as possible, then you will get dividends from that. Some people don't care and they're just like, stick it in the safe, whatever. But genuinely, keeping an eye on humidity levels and vacuum sealing various different products makes a difference. I've got products that I've bought 5, 6, 7 years ago, silver, in my vault that are pristine condition because I've been looking after them, making sure they've got those little silica gel packs, vacuum packed where necessary. It might seem like a bit of a laborious task to look to do, but it's well worth doing, let me tell you. So, Wall Street silver bar, look at that. The question, I guess, comes is, are the people that are selling getting a raw deal because they're selling now? Will they perhaps have regrets? Regrets is a video topic I did just this last week, but will they have those regrets if silver does go to the moon? Well, I have talked about this so many times in my lifetime here on YouTube that I don't really feel like I want to hash up old ground again. But I would not rely on silver doing what these silver squeeze monkeys would want to do. The silver squeeze didn't work, the hype didn't work, and this bar stands as testament that things are not really quite as good as a lot of them hoped it would be. But still a very cool piece of silver nevertheless. What other bits and bobs were interesting in here that we haven't looked at? There was some Year of the Goat coins. Oh, there were some Beskar bars. There we go. Some silver Beskar bars are funky. But again, quality, not great. These were supplied no capsules, and they've got handling marks, fingerprints on them. And yeah, it's one of those things where if you have it in a pristine condition, these things go for very good money. But again, we just discount them because of the quality. And the seller knew that. Seller understood that when I was talking with him about at the start, just giving him guide prices on things. It was all, of course, based on condition of the coins. And when the batch came in and I sent him an update going, there are some that are not great, he said he expected that, and that's absolutely fine. And his position is fine to just liquidate and get them gone. As I said, there was a Year of the Goat. There we go. Year of the Goat from the Perth Mint. Perth Mint Lunars, hey, they were a good set of coins. They don't really come up very often anymore, but these don't have the best quality. There are some definite quality issues on these coins, but nevertheless, still very interesting. So there we have a big batch of silver that sold exceptionally quickly through our buyers club. And I do genuinely think that just regardless of what your silver is and the condition that it's in, there is a silver lining of a price that everything will go for with silver. It's just finding it. So if you are looking to sell, and you don't have to even use my service. I mean, I'm busy enough as it is. I'm not entirely sure I want another giant batch like this. I haven't even packaged it up yet, and I'm already looking at it going, oh God, there's so much work to do. But if you are looking to sell right now, the guide ideas there are of sort of 23 to 25 an ounce, I think is a fair price. If you are looking to sell £30 an ounce because that's what you think the dealers are selling at, I have news for you. You're not going to sell your coins. You're not going to sell your silver. It's definitely not possible. Even at 23, 24 an ounce, if you've got no social media profile, if you've got no selling experience, no feedback in that sense, you're going to struggle as well. So get in touch if you want to sell. I have, plenty of time on my hands. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I really don't. But, it's a fun business to do this, the intermediary stuff. I get to see cool things. It's great to give people good deals. And I, of course, make a little bit on my end as well for my troubles and time. And I think we're offering a great service. I know we're making customers very impressed with the volume of sales that we can achieve in short periods of time, which is great. And that's exactly what we want to achieve and do with this service. It needs to be that fast. Otherwise, bits are going to be hanging around, and it draws it out for me as the processor and also as the seller. You don't want things, you want it gone. It's like selling it to a dealer. If you get it gone, great, you can move on with your life. And a lot of the sellers that I have that sell silver tell me that they're going off to buy more gold with their money. And I have got some gold coming in. In fact, it'll probably have come in and have been up for sale and probably sold by the time this video goes live. So, each to their own. Anyway, that's enough from me and my ramblings today. If you have enjoyed this big box of silver, then let me know down in the comment section. It'd be great to hear from you. And a big shout out to all my backyard bullion ramblers who recognise and remember the table. This is the old backyard bullion table, and the only reason I'm using it today is because on my other work table that I usually film on at the moment, this batch of silver was sitting there amongst countless invoices and packaging and boxes, and it was just too much to tidy away, too much. But I do feel like I will get the old table out every now and again and film on it because it's a lovely table. And the reason we love it so much is because it's our everyday table, and it's just nice to actually be having it to eat dinner on and not have copious amounts of silver and graphite and poured silver bits here and just all over it, and cameras and boxes and everything. So yeah, anyway, a little bit of nostalgia there for the old times. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to my ramblers. Thank you if you are watching to the end. If you're not subscribed and you're watching to this point, then you've got to ask yourself, what are you doing with your life? And if you are happy with your life in the way it is, then you can hit that subscribe button for more. That's it from me. We'll see you next time. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.